I'm Richard Clarke. Ramana Maharshi's teachings are deep and profound. Listen each day to deepen your practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 485. In the course of conversation, Sri Bhagavan continued, "The mind is something mysterious. It consists of sattva, rajas, and tamas. The latter two give rise to vikshepa. In the sattva aspect, it remains pure and uncontaminated. So there are no thoughts there, and it is identical with the self. The mind is like akasha, ether. Just as there are objects in the akasha, so there are objects in the mind. The akasha is the counterpart of the mind, and objects are of thought. One cannot hope to measure the universe and study the phenomena. It is impossible, for the objects are mental creations. To measure them is similar to try to stamp with one's foot on the head of a shadow cast by oneself. The farther one moves, the farther the shadow does also. So one cannot plant one's foot on the head of the shadow." Here, Sri Bhagavan related several incidents connected with shadows, including the pranks of monkeys and a mirror. A child sees his own shadow and tries to hold the head of the shadow. As he bends and puts out his arms, the head moves further. The child struggles more and more. The mother, seeing the struggle, pities the young one. So she takes hold of the young hand and keeps it on his head, and tells the child to observe the head of the shadow caught in the hand. Similarly, with the ignorant practicer to study the universe. The universe is only an object created by the mind and has its being in the mind. It cannot be measured as an exterior entity. One must reach the self in order to reach the universe. In this talk, Sri Ramana Maharshi addresses the mystery of the mind and how it functions in relation to the self. The questioner seems curious about the nature of the mind and how it creates and perceives the universe. Maharshi explains that the mind consists of three qualities: sattva, purity; rajas, activity; and tamas, inertia. The qualities of rajas and tamas create distractions, vikshepa, in the mind, leading to thoughts and confusions. However, in its pure state of sattva, the mind is calm, free of thoughts, and identical to the self. The Maharshi likens the mind as space, akasha, where just as space contains objects, the mind contains thoughts. But much like you can't measure space or touch objects within it directly, you can't truly measure or understand the mind and its contents. He uses a beautiful analogy, trying to measure the universe or understand mental phenomena is like trying to step on your own shadow's head. As you move, the shadow moves too, making it impossible to catch. This symbolizes the endless effort of trying to grasp the external universe through the mind. The objects of the universe, being creations of the mind, are impossible to grasp or comprehend by the mind alone. The Maharshi shares a simple story to illustrate the futility of this effort. A child, seeing his shadow, tries to hold the head of the shadow, but every time he moves, the shadow moves away. The child's mother, seeing the struggle, takes the child's hand and places it on his own head, showing him that the shadow follows his movements and cannot be caught externally. Similarly, Ramana suggests that those ignorant of the self struggle to study the universe by treating it as an external object. But in truth, the universe is a creation of the mind, and it exists within the mind itself. Ramana Maharshi's teaching is clear. To understand the universe, you must first understand and reach the self. Only then can you truly understand the nature of the universe, because the universe is not separate from the mind. It is a projection of it. True realization comes when the mind, in its pure state, merges with the self, free from distractions. This teaching points to the importance of self-inquiry and looking inward rather than outward for truth and peace. So, know yourself and be always free and at peace. In 40 Verses on Reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.